Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Steve Chilcote. I'm a wildlife biologist and forester here in Pennsylvania. I want to take you through a project that I'm working on that I'm really excited about. And I think maybe you could take some of the information that I provide here and use it on your own property. So to start with, our plan is this. This property is approximately 50 acres in size. It's got a dirt road on one side and a public road touches it up in here. Now, the place has been high graded a couple of times, so there's not a lot of great timber there, but I should be able to get enough timber that I can pay for the improvements that we want to do. As you can see, it's an old farm where this was, well, actually the whole thing was fields 150 years ago, but it has since reforested. However, there's a small field here that stayed open and a larger field where the old homestead was. A bunch of big pines, like really big pines, grew up in that field. You can see the tops of them here. We're going to get rid of them, and then this whole area is filled with invasive barberry. So we have a non-native invasive shrub that has taken over the fields, and pines, neither of which are doing our deer any good. What I want to do is take all that out and replace it with forage. We have good soils here. The reason that they farmed this was because the early settlers knew where the good soil was, and they certainly found some good stuff right here, as you will see later. Now, the other thing about this property that makes it unique and really exciting is that these purple lines represent stone walls that were built to channel cows from one place to another. There's a lot more stone walls than what I'm showing here. These are just the main ones. But they had everything laid out, all their different pastures laid out with stone walls and openings to let the cows through. They put gates there and let the cows in each pasture depending on where they wanted to feed them. So at those openings, that's where, of course, the deer are going to want to pass through. They can hop over any of that stone wall, but naturally they're going to take the path of least resistance. And in this case, we have one opening right here, which is nice because the wind is generally coming out of the west, northwest in Pennsylvania, all across Pennsylvania. You do get a lot of swirling, but that's the general wind direction. And a guy can come up this road, sneak into a stand right by that opening, and we're going to enhance that opening with a little bit of food, a water trough, licking branches, the whole works. And we're going to keep this area, which is about 15 acres, in total sanctuary, keep it quiet. It's pretty thick up in there, and the terrain is such that deer like to bed down there. They also like to bed down over on this property. There's a big swamp way up that way, and I think a lot of bucks are going to come in looking for does if we can increase the doe population around here. So this area is going to be a 3-acre food plot, and this will be a half-acre food plot. Then we're going to make a food, what I call a food trail. So this will all be ground down, cleared and ground down. There'll be a trail going all the way to here, and there'll be a small micro plot here and a small micro plot here. That way deer could come out of the bedding from this area and this area, start feeding along that trail, and they can be ambushed along that. We don't want to hunt right in our food plots because we'd end up spooking deer out of them with swirling winds in that food plot. So we want to keep the food plots quiet and then set up ambush spots at the breaks in the stone walls. There's going to be one over here and one here. If the wind happens to be blowing this way, which it sometimes does, he has permission to come in and hunt here, which is great. It's going to work out good. It's going to be exciting. So stay tuned. This is filmed over a period of a couple of months. So I'm going to put it all together in the end and bring it to you in a few minutes. So you'll see everything from the beginning to the end. All right, enjoy. Okay, so it's finally dry enough that we can get some work done. the stuff I marked the last couple of weeks, and we got some logs coming out, and we have Carl over here running the grinder. As you can see, we've got a bit of a barberry problem. When you're in northeast PA, barberry just loves the soil up here. What we got going here is, right now, the wind is going that way. So we've made a sneak trail right here, and then we're going to leave a little barberry strip so that you can come down here. We'll have switchgrass out in the log landing. That'll hide everything from the public road. And you can sneak down that sneak trail, stay downwind of the sneak plot, and get into a stand down there. I'm going to turn this camera around. So, I'm going to try to talk the landowner into putting a tower blind right here, because right there he could sneak in from the public road over that way, come across here. We can hide his approach with some switchgrass, miscanthus or whatever, climb into a stand here. There's an apple tree. There's a couple apple trees that were still alive out in the barberry. We're leaving those, of course. There's an opening in the stone wall here, skid trail here. The deer can get in from, most of the deer bed down in that direction, so they're coming this way. If he has an enclosed tower blind, he could cover everything from there. And then we'll have other hunting opportunities when the wind is mostly coming this way most of the time, and then we'll have other hunting stands on the downwind side of the property. See that flag? I mean, it's really hard to predict what the wind is going to do, especially on a sunny day. It swirls all over the place. But I think on a day like today, he'll be able to be in pretty good shape. I mean, it does cut into the property a little bit, but most of the deer, like I say, are coming from crosswind, and he'll be able to sneak down the side there, get into a stand down there in the corner, and cover the whole thing. We should be able to end up with 3 acres right here, and then there's another opening. This was a farm back in the early 1800s. This was all cleared in pea stone. The soil is excellent, which is kind of a rare thing around here. It's very suitable for crops. I think he's going too far. It's like herding cats when you're doing these projects. We're taking out big wolf trees. A lot of these pines have been around for 150 years and they're gigantic. It's hard to get rid of them, but we're going to stuff them down in the woods with a big skidder and open up this whole area, get it back to what it was 150 years ago. It's all field and cattle pasture probably. Alright, and trying to line up a lime truck. Tough to do up in this part of the country, but we'll get it done one way or the other. The next step is to lime this, and then put the, we'll bring a tractor with a big heavy-duty tiller, and we'll till everything up, till the lime down in, and plant it. Okay, so it's about 10 days later and we're fixing up the roads. We're going to plant the roads now that the weather dried out a little bit. And that's what the food plot looks like. The oats are about 6-8 inches tall already. The brassicas came up. The deer are mowing down on them. The peas are yet to arrive, so I'm hoping that they come up after the next rain. I see a couple peas here and there, but I think they got kind of deep and there's a little bit of a crust on top right now, so hopefully they'll come out here in about a week. I'm sitting here with my camera waiting to, I don't think they're going to come out anymore because we're working here, but there were 3 fawns running around in the field. Their mothers are down by the edge of the woods feeding. They're getting plenty of use out of this food plot already. And then over here, I'll take you over here and I'll show you where turkeys have been dusting, which is interesting. I got a picture of a turkey getting ready to dust over here this morning. I'll go over there now. Yeah, so they're doing some serious dusting here. That's pretty cool. Oh boy, they're really digging it up. So we've got, oh, there's deer out now over there. There's 2 does over there. So we've got 2.5 acres planted here with a little strip of woods in between. We'll get some switchgrass out in this field to cut it up a little bit more and hide the deer from the road. And we don't want anybody to see anything from the public road here. But anyway, that's about it for the food plot. Tomorrow we're going to go up. We're trying to fix this really bad wet spot here. There's lots of wet potholes. We're going to get in trouble with the county if we don't fix these wet spots. I just went in up to my gunnels out in the landing. I got into a soft spot there and I'm stuck. I'm not going anywhere until I get a piece of equipment out there to pull me out. I couldn't even open my door. I was so sunk in the mud. So that's not good. Anyhow, we'll be back tomorrow and we'll try to finish this job up. Okay, the next step in the process is to get the seed bed prepped in these micro plots. We're using a rock crusher to level everything up, squash all the rocks, get them ground up so we have a perfect seed bed. The other day we planted the fields and then we saved a little lime to bring up here and spread it. So he's grinding the lime in as well. That thing will take out stumps. It's not really made for stumps, but it'll take them out. As soon as he's done, I'll get some seed on here, and then that'll be it. You can see I had a water tank down there, and it didn't have any water in it, and then when we had a thunderstorm and it blew it right out of the hole. So I got to put that back in. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that. In this video we showed you how I go about taking a property that's kind of mediocre and converting it to a super hunting tract. If you'd like to do a plan for your property, get in touch with me. My information's down below. If you just want to look at some of the projects that I do, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell. We'll be doing more projects this summer that are similar, and I'll try to chronicle those as we go through them, and you'll be able to get some ideas possibly for your tract. If you haven't bought a piece of land yet and you're looking to buy for hunting, give me a call. I can help you find something. All right, I hope to hear from you soon, and thanks for watching.